I'm George Marriner Maull, Artistic Director of the Discovery Orchestra and your host of NJPAC's Bank of America Classical Overtures. We thought it would be fun to have some web time with you about this season's Bank of America Classical Series, and as usual, provide some moments of musical discovery, windows for you to find yourself in this music. Picture a tug of war. Everybody's standing out there in that stalemate when neither side can achieve victory. We feel the unbearable tension that exists as both teams pull on the rope in opposite directions. Composers can actually achieve the same thing with melodies and even scales by having each voice just move away from or toward the other in an opposite direction. We call this contrary motion, and it sounds like this. Can you sense the inherent tension? They can either move away from each other, as I just did, or they can move toward each other. Now you might ask, what is the opposite of contrary motion? It's called parallel motion, which can go up or it can come down. Once again, contrary motion either moves away or it can move toward each other. Once composers discovered the tension that could be created by using contrary motion, they began putting it in their compositions to great effect. Beethoven loved to inject it. He frequently did this in his works. And of course, if you're going to create tension in the feeling state of a listener, it might be nice to release that tension at some point. Of course, this is only possible if the listener is actually paying attention. Those of you who've been to my Bank of America Overtures presentations know that I frequently remind my audiences to actively listen and not just passively hear. If we give music our full attention and not just hear it while we think about or do other things, there are some pretty amazing rewards to be gained. A great example of this is to be found in the tone poem Ein Heldenleben, or A Hero's Life. Richard Strauss began this work by introducing the hero's main theme. It starts in unison. That is, there is no harmony at first, just melody, beginning with the contrabasses, cellos, and French horns. It's wild, and it leaps about. It's a bold, powerful idea that sounds like this. Then it comes in a very satisfying version with chords in the background that sounds like this. Now, many other musical ideas are introduced as the music progresses, including themes from some of Strauss's other compositions. Eventually, this initial heroic theme returns in a very exciting version, and you can sense that it's coming because of the music which just precedes it. Did you enjoy the return of the hero's theme? Well, as they say, you ain't heard nothing yet. He allows the hero's theme to develop toward an incredibly great climax, made even more powerful because it's preceded by, you guessed it, contrary motion. So for the moment, let's skip right to that contrary motion. Trumpet strings are ascending. While the French horns are descending. Now the tension is excruciating. They actually dissonantly pass each other on the way. Then, to usher in the release of the tension, the French horns make one last upward leap. When they're down here, they go. This can only be achieved by wearing their clothing too tightly. Just kidding. Listen to this incredible release of tension. Now, let's listen to both reappearances of the hero's theme and enjoy both the building and release of tension through contrary motion. You know, Richard Strauss once said, "I may not be a first-rate composer, but at least I know that I'm a first-rate, second-rate composer." Well, I don't know about you, but I think his music is pretty wonderful. And you can experience this release of tension live on Saturday, February 6th in Prudential Hall, when Franz Welser-Möst leads one of the great orchestras of the world, the Cleveland Orchestra, in Ein Heldenleben. I'll be on hand before this performance for a Bank of America Overtures presentation. See you then, and be sure to check out the NJPAC website for the full program of this exciting concert.